Hi, welcome to Lipsticks and Lineups, where the lips are bold and the lines are crossed. I'm your host, Veronica Cruz, along with
Drea.
And Aisha.
Yes, and we're here right now with a hot topic. And my question to you, ladies, is why do female barbers in the industry right now feel like they have to use their sexuality to be successful?
Do they?
Girl.
They think they do. Well, and I feel like it has a lot to do with where we're at because I'm not from here and the exposure here is crazy. When I moved to Dallas, I was super naive to what I was getting into, and now I stay tucked away in the burbs because it's too much. Like the exposure. Not only that, I think as a female, you have to figure out how to stand out in the industry because you're in a male-dominated industry.
Right.
And some just choose to stand out in the wrong ways, but that never lasts.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually dealt with working with somebody who tries to stand out in that type of way.
Same. I never have either.
I've seen it a lot on Instagram.
Me too.
Insta is
and
really,
social media.
Like where you're going to see
And
it.
that's
I feel like
really,
those are the girls that stand out.
That's really where it's stemming from, right? Like the girls that you see on social media that are posting, these outfits or posting sitting in laps and doing edge ups and wearing like really skimpy clothes to the shop. So for me at least, it's been a huge shift in the industry, because when I came on, female barbers were like 1 in 10, right?
Yeah.
And granted, our numbers are going up, right? And we have a lot of good female platform artist barbers, along with a lot of female barbers coming in now. However, back then, it was more of like the older ladies that were barbers, and they were just more respectable, and they were paving their way through their fades, not through their assets. And I feel now we're seeing this kind of shift in the industry where females are dressing skimpier or posting those, provocative posts just to get some clickbait. And it's kind of, in my opinion, setting a really bad taste, especially for the ones that we've been here, respectable, building our career brick by brick off of fades and talent and respect and demanding our respect and not trying to get those boundaries crossed. And then now here you come in and you're making light and making fun of the situations, and it's like, bro, do you know how long it took us to get here in the female industry?
It makes us less credible all over again.
I mean, truly, I don't think that in the chair, no matter how great a girl looks, no matter how she dresses, I don't think that it's truly going to help her. It may get clients in the door, but it's not going to get them to stay. However, with social media, people love to see that stuff. You get a lot of likes, you get a lot of comments, and it's definitely hard to compete online with.
Yeah, because I'm not about to do that. Like it's hard to even keep up with content, and then to make myself half naked and post content. I mean, as a mom and a wife, or just when I was just a mom, like it's just embarrassing.
When it comes down to it, like, you're eventually going to grow up, because a lot of these female barbers that are doing it, you know how they say YNs, I call them YBs. Okay. But not in the not like a just young broads. Not
okay. They're booty barbers.
Yeah, they're booty barbers. But my thing is, like, at some point you're gonna grow up and you're gonna look back and your clientele is gonna be ghosts, because you put it all around your looks, your sexuality, and then your boyfriend or your husband's like, all right, now you gotta chill. Or what if you get a mom bobbed and now you ain't got the body going no more, and then your clientele starts dropping? Or what if you don't like that image no more because you don't like what it brought, and then now your clientele starting to fall back? So for me, it's like, baby girl, get it off your talent, get it off your fade, not your assets, and like put those things away. And there's a time and a place, and I feel like this is a work environment, and you should treat it as so. Not because you're an entrepreneur or your own boss, so you think you can come into the shop any type of way. Which brings me to my next question, because both you guys are shop owners, right? So how does that affect how you hire whenever you see female barbers coming in? Don't what?
I don't hire.
You don't hire them.
I'm not going to say. So I interview everybody. They go through a process. I have considered hiring probably one out of the ones that have reached out. I'll give an interview to anybody, fair. But it's all about, I can scope you out right away. And I'm also looking at your social media and all of that.
So I was going to ask you, do you go to their social media?
But I do that to the men too.
Right.
I want to see how you work.
And so if they're dressing controversial, like if they're doing all the things, the crop tops, the biker shorts with the prints out, like
honestly,
I wouldn't.
My thing is, if you're a good barber, okay, that's one thing. If you're just a bad bitch, that's another thing. That's great. But I mean, it has to be, there's a line, with how you would dress. Like, I wouldn't want the guys to come in dressing a certain type of way,
exactly,
bummy or anything like that. So I mean, same thing with the girls. I don't care if you got a body, that's awesome.
It is what it is.
If you want to wear a crop top, that's great. I think it's more about, because I don't want to get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with being a fine-ass woman working in a shop.
And knowing
that's not
how
what
to
it's
dress.
About. But there's certain girls that I have seen online who the first thing you see on their content is their back.
That
you're not even
recording the fade.
I think that's very specifically. I just want to say that too, because
that is.
I mean, I used to post some content when because I used to wear, like, when I was before I pre-kids. I used to wear a crop top and pants. It was nothing provocative, but it did get me probably more attention than what I get when I'm dressed in baggy clothes.
Right.
But I also stayed really professional. I, would not allow certain conversations to be held in my chair. It always came to a stop really fast. And I mean, there was even clients who asked me out, and I'd be like, no. And very awkward position to be put in, because it's like, I'm at my workplace, but even though it was awkward, they still came back because they liked my haircut.
And I think that's one of the things for me, at least, because I know when you're in a shop, it becomes like a brotherhood, a sisterhood, right? You become family. You're in there day and night with them, right? So I feel like you as a woman should respect yourself enough to dress properly, because say somebody does cross the line and you do have these barbers that are working for you, and now you're putting them in a compromised position to stick up for you as a bro, or to stick up for you in general as a woman. But it's like, at the same time, you're giving off what you're going to get. And it's kind of hard in the barbershop, because things can get really quick.
Yeah, and I feel like my biggest thing is maintaining the integrity of the shop and what I value, and a lot of the guys in the shop have wives, have serious relationships. And I am a big person with, like, I'm big on family. And so your wife can come in at any time. There's never going to be nothing crazy going on. I want the shop to be respected, and I want the barbers to be respectable. Whatever you do on your time is not my business.
Right.
But in here, I'm respecting wives, I'm respecting marriages, I'm respecting relationships, and I'm very big on that. And I've worked in enough shops to know mess happens, and it's not always the intention, but like it creates a space where it could. And so that's why I'm super careful about who to bring in. That's men and women. But a lot of the women, just speaking on, who have reached out or DM'd for the shop, like, I don't consider, and it's not because they're women all the time. The first thing you're portraying is your social media. That's, but there has been, like, there was I think 2 girls that I've offered positions to, and it didn't work out because I think one of them was about to have a baby or something, and but it wasn't, she came at me very correct. She was respectful. I'm someone, if you want to do business in my shop, you need to come and meet me. You need to talk to me. I need to know who you are,
Right.
and you respect boundaries. You're not in the back. You're not here hanging out. I need to make it a respectful place and not make drama for my other barbers too. Because what if I hire her and she has to sit by you, and y'all are always having problems, and your wife is uncomfortable, and then I'm losing maybe that barber and their two best friends, and then they're and so I just don't. I just situation. It's a sticky situation. I don't want to risk that.
So would y'all say, do you boo, or child chill? We work too hard for it to come down to this, to us as women, respectable women in the industry. Like, are you like, just do you, or no, y'all gotta bring it back some and be considerate of what the women before you have paved?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it should be about how you cut. We're barbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I feel like clients are the same way too. Like, a client may go and sit in someone's chair like that. Like, what? But I don't even think everybody I cut is serious about their cuts, to where they're not going to go get in somebody's chair just because of how they look.
Right.
So, I mean, you're getting likes, but I'm about my money. So I really don't care if I get 20 million likes. If my bills are paid and I got money to spare,
I need the money to back it up.
Doing good. But I've seen the downfall. Like, there was this really good barber that I knew. She was sponsored, all of the above. And I would just hear about her all the time, messing with this barber and this barber, clients back and forth, so bouncing from shop to shop. Totally fell off. And I was like, God dang, she was so talented.
Right.
I would even try to connect with her. Nothing. Like, didn't pay me no mind when I was first, moving to Dallas. And I was like, and I just saw the downfall over the years. And I was like, dang, she was like legit talented.
Right.
That sucks for her that she felt like she had to do that.
I feel like a lot of times guys get the misconception that it's easier for us in the industry because all we have to do is be cute to get somebody in our chair and things like that. And I think it's like that for those female barbers who do portray that. But for us respectable ones, it's like, I feel like we're putting twice the work in. And then not only that, but we're having to prove that it's not like that. Like, I've worked at shops that had wives and they don't even know me, but you can already tell there's tension there. Like, I've worked at one shop where she didn't even say hi or acknowledge me until the owner was like, hey, this is so-and-so. And she's like, oh, yeah, I said hi. And I'm like, baby girl, you've never said hi to me before. And it's, like, weird because I'm like, if it was just some girl that wasn't maybe pretty or that you didn't feel some type of way, you probably would have welcomed her with open arms. But since, you feel some type of way, you kind of just was like, this ain't gonna work in her head. Like, and honestly, it didn't work out. Like, I didn't stay there long, but it goes to show because a lot of times we're getting portrayed before we even get the opportunity.
Yeah. And I think as women with like more age and wisdom, we are skeptical of who we bring around our circle, our spaces. Like, that shop is my space.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
It's very valuable to me. I've put money into it. That is my space. So I'm skeptical of every woman I meet. And that's just my own traumas, just to be very open. That's just my own traumas. So I am skeptical. Like when I first met you, not that you ever portrayed that.
Right.
It's just being skeptical of new people in your space. But like I said, I can catch that right away.
Right.
And
we had a girl who worked at our shop, and she was a really sweet girl. But there was a time where, and she didn't come off as that like type of barber, but she did. She would put in her dating profiles that she's a barber, and she said that she would use that to get clients. And that one time a client came in, and then after they left, she was like, yeah, that was like a blind date. But she was kind of like using it to gain clients. And it's like,
one of the things that was brought up whenever I spoke to people about this situation is like, let them get it how they live. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But it only lasts so long. It's not, like y'all said, it's not going to create longevity. And coming as women that are shop owners and have men in the industry, they don't want that. And I think a lot of barbers are skeptical as well Like, yeah, they may like it on Instagram, they may comment on Instagram, but are they opening the door and allowing those women to actually come in and work? No. And it's like, okay, so now what for the women in the industry, and where is it headed? Because we've worked so hard to pave the way through our talent, and then now doors are being closed because we do live in a generation of Instagram. We do live in a generation of, you know, what's trending and things like that. So if this is a trend and it continues, then the next young women to come up, they're going to think they have to do that to be successful, or it's going to start dying. It's going to be dying down. Clicks. Right. So that's just a really big topic for me, because I kind of feel like we should kind of, as OGs in the barber industry, kind of be like, hey, you don't got to do that. And it's not like you're going to be, you want to be recognized for your talent. And then honestly, like, dead ass, if I see women with biker shorts, crop tops, low cut shirts in the barbershop, I automatically think your belly button is crusty and hairy. And it's nasty, because hair gets everywhere. Hair splinters. Yeah. So, baby girl, you telling me you walking into the shop with your whole print out, and you ain't walking home and getting in the shower and having men's hair in your own?
Hey, they'll be wearing like
let's be for real. Let's be so honest. Yeah, that hair gets everywhere.
And I'm like,
if you're cutting hair like that, if you're cutting,
I'm
10,
just like,
12,
she must be cold. Cause
yeah, there's a girl on Instagram. I don't know what her handle is, but she's beautiful. Like, body 10,
right?
Like, can cut a 10, but her page is specifically dedicated, like, to her ass. Like, the minute you see her, and she wears a dress. And I know you've seen her, but she wears a dress every single time she cuts it. I'm like, who wears a dress to work? And I don't even wear shorts in the summer.
I do dresses, but they're like long sundresses.
Like showing my legs at the shop for some reason. Like, I find it
like, I've done long sundresses with some kicks or something. But when I'm a barber. So when I go to the shop, I have collared shirts on because I do not want hair getting in my boobs. When I was younger and I first started out, I would wear my V-necks or like shirts that were even low on my chest, and I would go home and I'd be like, ew, like, what is this? So I learned, like, no, homegirl, like, put a shirt onto your neck so that you're not, or my smock. People think smocks are just for people in school, and I'm like, I have a pet peeve of not wanting your hair in areas it shouldn't be. And for me, I feel like y'all got hairy belly buttons.
In barber school, it was funny because our instructor was like an older lady, Miss Doobie, and she was like always telling the girls, like, no, you need to go put your smock on. But she would always tell us, like, you know, you need to respect yourselves. Like, she drilled that in us. Like, you are going to be around all these men, and at the end of the day, you can kick that out the door, whatever, but you're going to be around all these men, and you need to be respected.
Right.
You know, and we, you know, sometimes nobody would pay her no mind, but at the end of the day, it is like that. And, like, I don't have a specific thing I wear because I'll just go in, cut, and then I got to go get the kids. Like, I'm always, like, on the go, but it's never like my gym fit or like it's never
booty shorts.
No, it's never that.
Or if I do wear biker shorts, I 100% got an oversized shirt.
I think my son
to cover up those areas.
My son would be like, "Mom,
yeah,
what you wearing?" Like,
and also I think because we're married women as well, that we kind of like respect our men's enough to do that. One of my biggest thing, like what you were saying with being an instructor, I 100% coach my girl barbers on that and on this topic. Like, hey, you gotta understand the barber industry, it's big, but it's little. And
so small in Dallas.
The moment you start with one guy and then it's just going to keep going, and then you don't want to be that person they don't hire in the shop because of your reputation that you have.
Yep.
Girl, when I first started educating, there was this one girl, bless her heart. It's a bad story. I was new at educating. Homegirl was coming in. She didn't even make it in the door yet. And she didn't have a bra on. And she was young, you know, and boobs were perky. And the dudes instantly going in.
Of course.
And I'm right there, and I'm like, hey, y'all chill. But then also when she hit the door, I wanted to catch her early before she got too far in the school, and it kept on.
Everyone starts.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, can you put your smock on? Girl, don't you know this chicken head went and was like, she hates me, and she's like saying like I'm jealous of her and all kinds of like I'm acting some type of way towards her. And I was like, in all honesty, I was just trying to help you out because they were talking. The dudes that you thought was cool and your boys, they was sitting there kiki ha-haing about your boobs. And I was legit trying to save you, and I coach you on the fact that, hey, just throw on your smock, you know? And it went, and it even, like, she even went on the internet. She made a video about me.
What?
Everything. And I was like, oh, because I told you to put your tits away? Like, that's wild. At school. At school. Like, I was like, that's crazy. And I don't come from a place like that. I come from a very place where I'm trying to look out for you. And I'm trying to, like, you know, and maybe you didn't want me to look out for you. Maybe you wanted that attention. But from woman to woman, I was really trying to save your name in the industry before it got tarnished, before you even got your license.
Because that's what happens. You hear about, I mean, there's been girls that have DM'd for opportunity. I've already heard about them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've already heard about you at the lash shop. So, yeah.
And it just
we don't want none of that drama over here.
Even down to like chair etiquette. I teach the girls, like, say if I have like one or two girls in the class, whenever we go over chair etiquette in the beginning of their program, I'm like, this is how you should do an edge up. This is how what you should avoid on the chair. This is what you should wear. This is what you should avoid. Just so they don't ever feel like, well, no one told me that. Like, I'm going to lace you up. Like, if I can lace you up, I'm going to lace you up. But whether you receive it or not, that's on you. Yeah. So, with it being said, should ladies be told something about what they wear to the shop? Or is it something that, like, if they're paying booth rent, they're paying their dues, it's kind of like, mind your business?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, because the thing is like, I want people to be able to embrace whoever they are. And I don't want to ever tell a woman, like, you need to cover up because the men are sleazy. That's on the men.
Because the men should be, the men should be. That's true.
But like I said, this is a professional work environment, and that's just what it is. It's not about, you know.
So, like, I can tell the men to be professional, but you are going to also have to be professional too. Or this isn't the shop for you.
Because, I mean, I like, you know, feeling a certain type of way, looking a certain type of way. But there is a line for me. And I guess for me, it would be like, what are you looking like? Like, when you come in the shop, how, I don't know how to really say it, but, like, you just need to act professional. That's really what it is.
I feel like there's a time and a place.
Your thong shouldn't be out. You know, you really shouldn't be wearing biker shorts. Right. But there's a way to do certain things, and that's
I feel like
it is for me.
I think it's definitely a time and a place type thing. Like, there's like 100% be cute, 100% live in your sexuality, 100% embrace your womanhood, brace your curves, you know, God gave them to you. I'm 100% for that. You know what I mean? I'm the first person to pop out. If I'm popping out, I'm popping out. I have those, you know, dresses and stuff like that. However, my students, you would never, like, they'd be like, Miss Cruz, go put something on. Like, and it's not even so much having to do it at the school, but and just in general, just trying to.
It can make someone uncomfortable.
It can.
Especially
and
wives.
It does cause sometimes unwanted attention.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really control what other people are going to do or how they're going to accept it. But
I think it's a good building a bridge to find a medium where you can also feel, you know, yourself, hot, you know, sexy, wear what you want, but at the same time, like, be respectful to the business owner, their wives, the kids, you know, because the same thing for guys. You wouldn't want guys walking around with their printout, because then you're gonna feel some type of way and you're gonna say something. So honestly, why wouldn't you say something to the woman?
If I saw a girl like in the shop and she had like these booty shorts on and like everyone was looking at her because
with the crunch, with the cheeks,
like I would feel embarrassed. I would feel secondhand embarrassment for her. And there was a girl who was not a barber, but she came into the shop because she was getting like a sibling's haircut or something, and she was a younger woman. And she came in there, she had booty shorts on, she had like a crop top on, and she went in there and she was not sitting like in the waiting area. She was actually on the floor, but she went to an empty station and started taking selfies of herself in the mirror. And people were literally looking at her.
Wild.
They were looking at her, but not because they're like, oh, she's bad. They were looking at her because they're like, girl, what are you doing?
That's
like,
wild.
This is a barbershop. It's weird. It's cringy. And then the thing is like, she had a lot of followers on Insta. And so she's taking pictures in the mirror, and you see a barber behind her, like, looking at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But the thing is, she posted that picture, and people were commenting on it saying, oh, look at the guy in the back drooling. Look at him. Like, he can't take his eyes off you. And it's like, this man has a wife, a pregnant wife.
And just made her feel like, some type of
and
way.
And you just went ahead,
invaded
the barber's space, put him on your page
when he wasn't even
without his consent.
That's wild.
Because he's looking at you like, why are you in here?
That's funny because my brother doesn't allow his wife to go to the barbershop. He's like, a barbershop is not a place for a woman. They come to me for their haircuts, but prior, and from his experience with his last relationship, the women act like the wives and the girlfriends will act different with the barbers when the husband's gone from getting a haircut, and they get a little bit more flirtatious and a little bit more friendly and comfortable. But then when their husbands are there, they're like, quiet on their phones or whatever. So my brother, like, there's just some things I was raised, my brothers, they're like, that women don't do. And being in the barbershop is not a place for, and granted, there's single moms out here who don't have a choice. However, how you conduct yourself with these men when you're going into that space also says a lot about you.
But do you feel like that? Or is it, you said, was it like
my brother?
Your brother? He feels like that? But do you feel like that because you worked in the shop? Because I don't really feel like that.
I don't mind women in the shop at all. Like, I think it kind of brings a good, like, conversation and culture sometimes. It's just not even just, I can't put them all in one group. It's just those certain type of women who like the attention,
they like,
who do too much.
Too when they walk
yeah,
in the
like
door,
the one who was in the mirror, like,
attention.
or they're like in between the stations, between the guys, and I'm like, go sit down in the waiting room. So like, if you're not holding your kid or you're not, like, it's so
different. There's two situations where I've kicked women out of the shop before.
Like, it was like,
oh my God,
Martin, like, there goes.
Well, yeah. So
get to stepping.
it was awkward. The first one was because my husband had cut her son for a long time before our relationship started. It was my birthday. We were late for dinner. And she was like, I just can't pay you by Cash App. And I was like, and he was still cutting. And he was like, just send it. However, like, I'm not too worried about it. And she went, well, I was kind of standing like across because I was done already. And I was just like sweeping. And she stood between like me and him. And she was like, what, like, how do you want me to do it? And he was like, it's fine. Can you give her the information for, I think it was Apple Pay, because he wasn't doing Apple Pay at the time. And so I told her, I was like, you know what, girl, it's fine. Like, just do what you can when you can. Like, it's not a big deal. She puts her back to me, completely ignores me. And she's like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I just told you. Like, I'm super confrontational. I do. If you know me or if you don't know me, please know that I do not play. So do not come trying to play at my shop or anywhere around me or my people, because I do not play. But she just kept doing that. And I was like, are you really acting like I'm not here? And so when the cut was done, I was like, you can just go at this point. Yeah. And she was completely ignoring me, though. And so my husband was just like, don't send it when you can. So then she comes in, changes in the bathroom.
In your restroom?
In the restroom of the shop, into this skimpy
we gotta define this level of confrontational, because homegirl wouldn't even came back in the door.
She leaves, right?
Yeah, oh my goodness.
He recognized it, fires her instantly, and she messages me a week later
on IG,
and she's like, please, can we have a conversation, because he's cut my son for years and my son doesn't want to go to anybody else, please. And I'm like, you know what you did when you did it. And that was completely disrespectful. Like, if I'm going to talk to you, I'm not going to cuss at you. I'm not going to put you down as a woman to woman. That is not me. But you know what you did wrong. You know that was disrespectful. I gave her kid a gift because it was around Christmas time. We had gifts under the tree for kids. There was no need for you to come in, do your makeup and change at the shop. Like, all of that, like,
and act like you just didn't
knew
matter.
We were late for my birthday dinner already. You were being slick. So, in turn, you're not allowed here anymore.
That's wild.
And then
That's so bold of her.
The second one was, there was a girl that was trying to come and sell food. And I approached her the first time, and I'm like, hey, I don't know who you are, but I would like to know who you are because you're coming in here selling food. Right. And she's like, oh, yeah. She told me who she was, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, what days are you going to come, blah, blah, blah. Very friendly. Everything was fine. She would come in, say hi. But I noticed she started getting a little silly, standing at stations. Then one day I come in and she's chilling in the back, like our break room in the back where no people like go except if you work there or you need to use the bathroom. And I was like, hey, I don't allow people back here. You don't work here.
That's wild.
So if you're going to come drop off food, that's fine. But like at this point, I've already had to talk to you a few times and you don't even work here. You don't
even go here.
You don't even go here. You can't sit with us. But like, and I hate it because even these conversations, some people will be like, oh my gosh, like y'all are haters. It's really not. I have so many other people that can vouch that they come in and sell continuously at our establishment. But you just got to know how to come correct because
you're too comfortable.
I wouldn't do that. Like, I'm not going to go to anybody's business and act like I can just walk in the break room and do, and every time she was wearing like damn near nothing. And I saw her starting to talk to people a little too much. And I'm like, all I need is one of their wives to come in. And like,
you're done.
I don't.
Right. You're done.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it becomes your problem.
And then I don't have booth rent for
right. That part, like you messing up my money, baby girl. No, I get that.
And you're just coming in here to try. I get it. You're trying to make your money, but like you should have came right, and you should know that. Like,
and I think it's not even just so much the female barbers. It's actually women that come in the establishment as well, and how to conduct yourself, how to be a woman in a male space. Like, there are certain things that I don't think certain people are brought up to know that I'm kind of like, all right, now we got a podcast, so I'm going to put you up on game, ladies. Like, certain things, like when there's men having a discussion or an argument, as a woman, you never insert yourself, no matter how much you think you can de-escalate the situation, no matter how much you think you got word or handle over somebody else. Like, let men be men, because the moment you're going to escalate the problem by them disrespecting you. Another one is just not being able, like when you're coming and you're introducing yourself into somebody's husband. I get this all the time whenever we're at shows. If I see that they have a woman and somebody's introducing me into their man, I automatically go and shake her hand first and acknowledge her presence because I see you. I see him. Yeah. I need you to understand in our first interaction, baby girl, I don't want your man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think it's
not even that. Like, I see y'all.
Right. Like, and I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to, I know we get a bad stigma in the industry being women. Yeah. I want you to know off top, like, I'm not even coming on that tip. Like, this is strictly professional business. Yeah. You don't have to worry about, and it was back to the thing where I said, like, some of these platform artists and stuff, I don't know if they're just not welcoming because their heads are too big, or they're just not welcoming because they're women, or probably like, why? Like, they see us all as groupies, and it's like, well, no. Like,
I don't understand the barber industry.
No, it's really not like that. Like,
that's true. And a lot of the reasons why I dated and married a barber is because I felt like he understood me, because a lot of times, like when I would date, it was a lot of like, it was so cool that I was a barber until they realized I was like in close and personal spaces with men all day. And
that's
so
it
was
the
kind
next
of
question.
Like, oh, my bad.
No, you're perfect. You dove right into it.
It was just like, it was always hard to explain that and get somebody to be super comfortable, because it would like start to get serious, and then they would be like, I really struggle with this. And I would be like, Well, that's literally how I
make
my money.
Right.
And it's not going anywhere.
I've never dealt with that, like with guys. They've been pretty
that was
going for the most part. But there was a time when I was working at the shop and I was trying to learn how to do locks, like retwists and stuff like that. And this guy came in and he was sitting in the waiting area, you know, just waiting for a haircut. And I was like, oh, he has locks. I wonder if he would let me. Like, I was willing to just, like, give out a free service.
Right.
I just wanted to get my hands.
As you should, because you're trying to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I went up to him. I was like, hey, by chance, do you have a loctician or do you have someone who does your locks? Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, my wife does them for me. And I was like, oh, okay. Right as he's telling me that, she's walking in the shop, and she sees me talking to her man. And it's like, first off, I work here. And he is a customer, okay? Like, I don't want your man. But the way that she was looking at him and me, like, she was going to kill him. Like, she didn't say a single word. Her face was straight. Like, I was like, damn, baby
it's
girl.
Bad.
Like,
it gets like bad,
that,
yeah.
I was like, you know, I'm going to walk away before, you know, he gets in trouble and, you know, whatever. So,
it's like, do you de-escalate or do you just walk away? Like, dang.
Thing is, I'm like, let me just walk away. So I did, and later on that day, I go home and I check my Instagram. This man found me on Instagram. And tell me why.
And that'd be the
he was
problem.
Like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that you can do my locks and this and that.
My wife left me.
And then that's what he said. He said, and sorry about my wife earlier. She's just really insecure.
Damn.
I actually broke up with her today.
You broke up with your wife today.
He's the problem.
And then proceeds to ask me out. And I'm like, I understand. That woman has been through it with that man.
She's over here hanging on
like,
by a thread.
Like, I wasn't even your barber. There was no way I didn't introduce myself to you. You didn't know my name. This man went onto the barbershop page, found me, did some searching. Went all the way.
Internet, bro,
to break up
is crazy.
It's crazy
how much you can find somebody.
That's why I think it's so important to do what you said, because I feel like men, do we cuss on here? Like,
girl, say what you want.
Men aren't shit sometimes.
They
just aren't.
And they ain't shit. We know y'all ain't shit.
And at the end of the day, I can't like judge some of these women for being the way they are. And so that's why I do the same thing. Like if I meet, like when I met you, like I was more interested in talking to you, you know, and I think that is so important, because if me and my husband go anywhere and you're not talking to me, why? Like, why? Like, I'm so friendly too. Like, I'll be like, girl, like you look so good, like this and this. Like, I'm a very friendly, and I mean, I love to empower women.
Right.
But it's not hate. It's just a fact of the matter is these men do suck sometimes. And a fact of the matter is a lot of girls suck too.
Yeah.
You bitches ain't shit either.
Yeah.
We live in a world of a lot of not shit people.
So if I can just be a decent person and, you know,
you just can only control what you can control.
Yeah, I control what I can control, and the rest of it is that's on y'all. But I do have some empathy with some women, because there's a lot of girls that are on different agendas, and there's a lot of men that are on different agendas. Right. And so
barbering it's safe to say barbering, like say where you were dating somebody before, you know, the marriages and stuff, dating and being a barber, it did affect your relationships. I know you said it definitely affected you. What about you?
No, I was more surprised that men weren't. But I haven't been in that many relationships, and I've been pretty lucky to have dated guys who weren't really like that. And I know a lot of men are. You know, that's just what it is. But so no, I haven't really. Even though I would expect it, I expected it, but I just haven't experienced
I think for me, the way my career happened, I met my husband, and then we had separated, and I enrolled in barber school. So then whenever, we spun the block on each other, he was like, "Oh, you're in barber school?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Leave me alone. Get off my phone."
Like, I
am pursuing a career. You know what I mean? And he was just like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, like that's how he kind of slid his way back into my life, was because he's like, "Can you cut my hair? Like, I'd rather you cut it. Practice on me." I charged him $100 a haircut.
As you should.
And he paid it just to get a conversation out of me, because I was so shut down on him at the time. And at first it was like, yeah, it's a flex. Like my wife's a barber. Like, you know, my girl's a barber. She got you. She'll cut you up. Because my husband is so far from insecure. He's very much like knows who he is, and he's not one of those guys that is very tutorial and just feels like that, right? But over time, if I get that way, like if I'm like, who the hell is this chicken head? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, bro, I literally deal with you being around men all day, every day.
That's not the point.
And you're right, and you're literally rubbing on them, giving them facials, giving them, and I'm like, well, the thing about it is, when we separated, I chose this career based off of how it fit my lifestyle, and I wasn't considering a guy, you know, and how it would make him feel, because I was doing it for me. And then now that we're one, you know what I mean? It's valid. I get it, because he's like reverse. Like, how would you feel if I was a nail tech and I was around a bunch of women all the time? He does, but he does like scenarios like that to kind of see, for me to see how much he is like, we're good. Like, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to feel no type of way, just like I shouldn't have to feel no type of way, because I trust you. So don't get crazy on me, because I have 100% reasons to get crazy on you or feel some type of way. So it's hit or miss. It's like it comes in seasons. Like, he's good, he loves it, he gets a haircut, edge ups, whatever. He, you know, recommends people. But then there's sometimes where he's like, our evil thoughts, the devil intrudes our thoughts, where it's like, well, yeah, all you have to say is you got to cut late, and all it does is, you know, and he has those, you know, he's like, but as a man, I control those thoughts, and I check myself, and I want you to know I'm checking myself, just so that we don't have those problems.
Well, he should know you for who you are, in that, like,
it's just always that what if, you know?
Cutting all day, like, how exhausting would it be to be
I don't even like dudes like that.
Guy. So, like, I didn't even look at your face. I looked at your hair. I don't even
looked
what you look like.
Your fucked up edge up, like, bro, you got some horrible
but
jeans.
There are some people that I literally, I'm like, they come in and I'm like, I don't remember them, and then they sit down and I start touching their hair and I'm like, oh, I remember you, but I didn't look at your face. I looked at your face for 2 seconds when I said hello.
It's not even that.
Whoever, Kanye West could have walked in there and I wouldn't know. I'd be like, what type of haircut are you getting?
Right. Like, I think it's very, it's different for women in general. And then putting us in a world of a dominated industry of men, which, by the way, shout out to all the barbers out there, the female barbers that are actually putting in the work and providing that confidence that you need for yourself to show up and actually perform as a barber. Paving the way for people, setting those bars higher and higher, and, you know, making your presence known in the room, and doing it respectfully, and doing it from a place of genuality for the industry and the craft. I mean, those are the ones that I represent and I like the most, and who I want to work with the most. Like, we have some female barbers that are going to come on the podcast and do interviews with them, and people that we see in the industry making a difference, or, you know, doing their thing. And I just want to commend them, and I want to, like, really represent and have a space for them to come and tell their journey, like, tell their story, tell how they got where they are now, and hopefully inspire the next generation of female barbers, and hopefully kind of get back to the craft and the talent, so that it's not always so much, you know, your assets, and, you know, just doing better for the overall community of barbering and us as women in general. And whether it's a barber or not, I don't want women or I have 3 daughters. Never do I want my daughter to ever feel like in any career she's in, she needs to dress a certain way to make that dollar mark. You know what I mean? And that's why I think I'm so, like, iffy about it. And I'm like, this is not cute. Whether it's the barber industry, whether it's the nursing industry, whether it's whatever it may be. Like, if you're cute, you got a nice body, yes, nice, love it, embrace it. However, don't ever feel like you need to use it
as
to
a tool.
be successful. But yeah, so that's gonna conclude our episode for today. Our first episode, official episode out of the intro. I do want to take the time to thank our sponsors, Popular Nobody and Clutch Barber Supply, and the PN Campus. So if you guys haven't yet followed them, go ahead and follow them and follow these lovely ladies. What's your Instagram?
Fades by Dre, FADESXDRE.
And Aisha the Barber, AASHA the Barber.
And I'm Texas Barb _her_V. And we'll see you guys next time. See you later.